le lo doy, se la compré, me los mostró. Why are there two little words before the verb? And how do native speakers understand this instantly? If you have already learned direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns, this is the next step. Today, we're putting them together. Amigos y amigas, welcome back. This is Profe Juan, and by the end of this lesson, you'll understand what each pronoun means, why Spanish combines them, and how to decode sentences like te lo doy without translating word by word. Amigos y amigas, before we start, this lesson is part 3 of our object pronoun series. Part 1 is direct object pronouns, part 2 is indirect object pronouns, and part 3 is combining both together. Of course, if you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, I highly recommend starting there first, because today we're building on those concepts. And yes, of course, it feels like a tongue twister and direct, indirect, chill, you're good. Let me remind you first. In part 1, we learned that direct object pronouns answer the question, what? Examples. Lo veo, I see it. What do you see? I don't know, the car maybe. La compro, I buy it. What do you buy? La silla maybe. In part 2, we learned that indirect object pronouns answer to whom or for whom. Examples. Le doy dinero. I give money. To whom? To him. Te escribo un mensaje. Te escribo un mensaje. I write a message to you. To whom? To you. See? Muy bien. That's why the te we have the te right there, okay? And today we're combining both ideas into one sentence. And here's the big idea. One pronoun tells you what, the other tells you to whom. Let me give you an example, and I know you have heard this before so many times. Te lo doy. Te is exactly like the last example, right? Remember where I told you about te escribo un mensaje? You remember that te? It's the same te here. Okay, so te is to you. Lo is for it's it. Te lo, and doy is the verb that is executing the action. I give. So I give it to you. I give it to you. That's all that's happening there. One pronoun is the receiver, the other is the thing, right? Fantastic. Now it makes sense, of course. So let's build one sentence step by step. This is exactly how Spanish creates these combinations. From the long to the short version, okay? Let's start here. Doy el libro a Juan. Yo doy el libro a Juan. I give the book to Juan. Now time to replace. Let's replace el libro, see? We're going to replace it with lo, because we know that from our previous lesson, right? Yo lo doy a Juan. Yo lo doy a Juan. Let's keep the yo, because I'm doing the talking, so that's pretty obvious. So, lo doy a Juan. Now, we're going to replace to whom I'm giving the book. In this case, a Juan. Yeah, my name is Juan. You know this. We're going to replace Juan with the pronoun le. Exactly. Indirect object pronoun le. So it's le lo doy. And it looks logical. But Spanish doesn't allow that combination. We're not that logical. So sometimes it changes. Look at the big rule, okay? When we have le or les, and it appears before lo, la, los, or las, Spanish changes that le. It changes that le to a se, and that les to a se again. Yeah, of course, we're gonna leave it right here in the screen. You can analyze this. So it's not le lo doy. I mean, it is, but that's not how we use it. We have that rule. It will become se lo doy. It's not les las envié. It becomes se la envié. And this is one of the most important patterns in Spanish, and now you know where it comes from. It's looking great, right? Fantastic. But now let's decode real Spanish, because this is what you'll hear every day. So we have te lo doy. I give it to you. Fantastic. Se la compré. Se la compré. We have se, we have la, and the verb comprar in the past, right? We have I bought it for him or her, right? I bought it for him or her. To whom? For him or her. What did I bought? In this case, whatever I have bought, like let's say a shirt, ¿sí? La blusa, la camisa, se la compré, ¿sí? So la replaces la camisa. Se, in this case, following the rule, replaces to whom. So far, so good? Okay. Me los mostró. Let's pretend we're talking about bills, okay, about money. He showed them to me, okay? My friend who had a lot of money showed me all the bills, the $100. He showed them to me. I don't know why. So, me los mostró, in this case, los replaces what? In this case, the money, see? And me replaces to whom? In this case, he showed them to me, right? Fantastic. Nos la enviaron, and let's pretend we're talking about a letter. Nos la enviaron. They send them to us, right? So what did they send? The letter, the invitation, la. To whom? Nos, you and I. Fantastic. Very good. And notice the pattern. First pronoun is the person. Second pronoun is the thing. Person, thing, verb. And that's the structure. It's fantastic. I have a shortcut for you. Most learners try to translate every word. Don't. Instead, ask two simple questions. Who and what? Te lo doy, who, you. And what, it. Done. I know it is like, oh, wait. It will start making sense once you start practicing. You know, like, te lo doy, se lo doy, me lo muestras, Hey, it will make sense, I promise, okay? Once you understand that formula, it's done. You already understand the sentence. You don't need to translate every piece individually. Now, quick pattern. Person, think, verb. Te lo doy, me la prestó, se los envié. Repeat the pattern. Person, think, verb. The more examples you see, the more natural this pattern becomes. And this is why these sentences feel difficult at first. English usually spreads this information across the sentence. Spanish packs everything together before the verb. Once you recognize the pattern, they're actually very, very efficient. And again, this lesson combines parts 1 and 2 of our object pronoun series. Double object pronouns are simple. A person plus a thing in the same sentence before the verb. Again, you want the examples again? Te lo doy, se la compré, me los mostró. The first pronoun tells you who receives the action. The second pronoun tells you what receives the action. And remember, le and les becomes se before lo, la, los, las. That's the key rule. That's a very important rule that once you start practicing, it's going to be automatic, I promise, okay? Now it's your turn, right there. Start with the practice. I was about to tell you, write one sentence. Write as many as you want. And now make sure to check them all out, okay? For example, hey, te lo doy mañana, te lo leo rápido, whatever. This is part 3 of our object pronoun series. And of course, if this lesson helped you understand, I don't know, why Spanish says something like te lo doy instead of doyalo a ti or whatever, like the video, subscribe, I'll see you in the next lesson. ¿Sí, mis amigos? Chao, chao.